Button has been booped.
Is it you today?
Yes.
Yes. Jess?
Yes.
Jess? Have a go.
Having a go, having a time. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Uneducation Station podcast. Of course, my name is Zach, and I'm here with my hostess with the mostest, Arthur.
Hello. What's good?
Also known as Anuki, also known as Asian Boy. Of course, you guys already know.
It's been a while since you said that.
Yeah, I know.
So those who don't know, now it just sounds like you're just being racist.
So
POV, you're being racially profiled.
POV, you're racially profiling your best friend. So I don't even know where Asian Boy came from.
Well, Asian Boy is an old thing. AZNBOI. That's an old thing. That's like a 2000s RuneScape type thing. That's like a pre-Minecraft type of thing. It's just AZN,
MW2.
MW. That's what it is. You
Yeah.
know? When did Minecraft come out though? It came way earlier though.
Minecraft came out in 2011.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But not like the beta and stuff, right?
The beta came out in 2010.
Right. Exactly. I think some of the earliest videos I ever watched was the beta. I never watched. Well, I did watch alpha, but I think at that point I was so into COD that I didn't care.
You were too busy doing 360 no.
No, actually, I guess not yet, because I got around COD and Minecraft around the same time. Because I got into COD, but instead of watching COD YouTube, I watched Minecraft YouTube.
Which sounds a little counterintuitive, but
It does. And then I reversed it. But I watched what the hell did I watch? I don't even know what I watched, but I played Pokemon. That's all I did. Play Pokemon. And went outside every now and then and pretended I was fit. Realized I couldn't because I ran a 20-minute mile. You remember your mile time, Zach?
I think I only ever had 1 mile that was like 6:30 or something like that.
Holy shit. Long leg McGee, Zach. Jesus Christ.
This was before I was long leg McGee, though.
Oh my God.
I think.
But your asthma, how in the hell do you get 6 minutes? Dude, I know I was chonky in middle school, but come on now. It's fucked.
I don't know. I don't even remember. I think it was just because at one point I was way more physically active than I am now.
You said track is my passion.
I was just running away from my problems.
AKA the PE teacher.
Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah, that was in middle school because I never ended up actually taking a PE class in high school.
Mm-hmm.
At least I don't think I did. Honestly, I don't even remember at this point.
Well, you had to because you needed a fitness credit. At least
I did a
freshman?
dance class.
Oh, that's cool. That's fitness credit. It's pretty physical.
The Fitness Gram Pacer test.
test.
Oh, I just switched. I just switched to your camera and there was nothing there, and it was like.
Well, you watched me get up.
I know. You started talking and I instinctively switched to your camera and then it was nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And now you have Poyoyo.
I do have Poyoyo. You can't see him very well. Poyoyo is here. You know why I have Poyoyo, Zach?
Why?
Because early in the night, that's not the right words. Late in the night or early in the morning. I was staying up very late this morning. Last night, I guess. However you want to say it. See, time gets weird when you're in my life, right?
Yeah.
What is morning? What is night? Time is relevant, Zach. So as go the flow of life. And part of it was I wanted to kind of tidy up the studio because every time before we record every week, the studio is a mess, like an absolute mess, and I hate it. I'm not like a neat freak. I'm not nowhere close. I would never. I'm not. I was gonna say claustrophobic. That's not the right.
I'm not scared of confined spaces or anything.
I'm not scared of Santa Claus. I don't have OCD. That's what I was saying. You know, but I do enjoy a clean environment. You know,
Right.
Maybe it's just because of the way I was raised. I just dislike there being a mess in general. I mean, who does, right? Who enjoys just a mess? Maybe sometimes has to be a mess. It is what it is, but nobody enjoys it necessarily. So I try and do my best because there's nothing I hate more at work than when shit is a mess. Everything needs to have a home at least. You know the like chaotic goodness, I guess.
Yeah.
You can have a desk. Like, let's say you have a desk. You're at school, right? Picture this, Zach. Why don't you close your eyes, Zach? Picture this, okay? You're at school, God forbid, right? And you're at your desk, and your teacher, hey, Zach, I need you to take out your pencils, your colored pencils, your pens, your binders, your papers, your textbooks, your erasers, your cup of coffee that you're not allowed to have at school, if it's high school or something. I'm your teacher, Zach. Don't give me that look. Shh. Fuck it. Put your phone on your desk too. Fuck it. Everything on the desk. Your Shuvi figure on the desk. I know you have it, Zach. Don't lie to me.
You fucking weeb.
And you put everything on your desk, and it's a fucking mess, right?
Yeah.
Because it's just everywhere.
Uh-huh.
So you have a bunch of things on your desk. This analogy is no longer making sense. So just imagine you have a bunch of shit on your desk. Now you take the time to just organize it. You put things this here, things here, things here, things here, maybe this on top. It's the same amount of things on your desk, but now it looks neat. Just because if things have a home, there's order, there's balance, as all things should be. That's what I enjoy. Even if there's a bunch of shit like on my desk or something over there, it's pretty messy. You can't, nobody can see it. But my desk is like, in general, cluttered.
Right.
Not as bad as it once was, but cluttered in general. But everything has a place. All of my figures have a place. My speaker and the Wave XLR interface has a place. My keyboard utensils has a place.
Wait, you still have the Wave XLR?
Yeah.
Are you still using it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I hate it, Zach.
But you're still using it.
But I'm still using it because
out of spite.
because why am I still using it? Because of the VSTs. You can run live VSTs.
Oh.
Yeah, so I have the compressor, equalizer, those type of things. And most importantly, a denoiser.
Are we gonna get a Wave XLR for the set? No,
No,
I'm playing.
hell no. For one input, yeah, that'd be sick.
It's
or I guess
just yours.
I guess we could pipe it in. I don't know. Look, I hate it, but it exists and it does what it needs to do for now. So yeah, that's my rant. And then, well, excuse me, that's what I was doing up until late in the morning. Early in the morning, 4 a.m. hit, Zach. And my favorite VTuber, IMA, does her 4th anniversary live event, and I go, yes.
I am now your teacher again. You need to go to this live event.
I called you a weeb, but here I am. We're here in the same stream. What the fuck? So that's what I was
with
doing.
Our Poyo.
And I was having a time, and I was spamming the screenshot button, Zach, because I'm a fucking degenerate. But I was having a time because it was very wholesome. And that's what I was doing. Hence why I'm hugging Poyo, because I need to resist the urge to buy her merch. Otherwise, I'm going to be a very sad boy.
By holding more of her merch?
By holding more of her merch and not wearing her other merch that I was wearing, that I had. Because I wore that shirt in the previous episode, so it wouldn't really make any sense. Well, does anybody care? No, but I care because this is a fashion show, Zach. And now that I'm hugging Poyo, it's gotten really warm.
Just fucking yeet Poyo.
No, I'm not going to. I would never do that. Probably not. I don't know. So yeah, I am very tired, but I did get some sleep in. I went to bed around like, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7. Woke up around like 10, 11. I got a call from my boss. That's fun. I'm no longer to be Boba Man. Did I tell you that?
You did tell me that.
I did tell you that. Did I say that last time?
Yeah?
I think so, probably. I'm just no longer to be Boba Man. That's all. That's all that needs to be said. But yeah, 'tis as the flow of time goes, Zach. As the flow of time goes. And that's been my life. Support keyboard builds, chill things. That's all. How about you, Zach? It seemed you had quite a hectic day the other day. Hectic week, perhaps?
Hectic existence.
Go on.
So work has been chaotic. Because we are at 185% capacity.
Oh.
Which is a lot.
That's more than full, Zach.
I know.
That's more than double. That's almost double full.
Yeah, I know. double stuffed, Arthur.
Oh, my favorite crust.
So yeah, there's been all that stuff going on, and I've been having to stay late because there are just so many things to do and not enough time.
Sorry. I know you're in pain right now, Zach, but that was rough.
It was kind of rough. There's not enough time in the day to do all the things that we need to do, or at least in a work day.
Right.
And so I've been staying late a lot. I have family in town right now, which has been really cool. I love seeing family and everything like that.
Right.
And then I was also helping my parents sell a car to Alec.
Which is our buddy. He was in the podcast way, way long ago.
He was our first guest.
He was our first guest.
The first homeless man.
The first homeless man to exist in our stream our show, and we realized we need to up our game.
He was the reason why we did all of the things that we did.
Yes, precisely so.
But yeah, it's just been a lot of things happening at one time. And so it's been really hard for me to keep track of everything, especially over the last couple of days, just because there has been so much going on at work. And then I've been trying to coordinate getting together with Alec to like look at the car. And then, you know, people are trying to make plans with me on days that just don't exist in my mind at the moment. And so I've just been absolutely scatterbrained, hence the reason why I'm here. You know, I got here when I got here.
Yeah. You know, I could tell there was a disturbance in the force, Zach, because I hit you up. It's like, hey, we're going to do Uned tomorrow, right? And you go, yeah, sure. Now, who says that in text? Zach? Who says that in text? Who says, yeah, sure? That means there's a disturbance in the force, Zach.
Dude,
Nobody says in a text. Why would
Dude, I've been on the brink of like insanity probably the last like week and a half. It's just been so chaotic. And so I just feel like time doesn't exist. And like, I'm going to go play at the church tomorrow. I have not learned the piano parts yet. It's sadness. I mean, it's super simple chord stuff and like maybe a melody here and there, but like,
sure.
But
yeah, I know,
you know?
I know. I mean, it's performing. You know what, Zach? But I'm not surprised that you would do fine. That's the word. That's the sentence I was looking for, but worded poorly on his English too, by the way. But you'll be fine.
You're not surprised, which means you would be surprised. Double negative.
Oh, you're right. I'm not surprised that you would be. I wouldn't be. That's the word I was looking for. I wouldn't be surprised that you would be fine. Right?
Yeah. Honors English too.
Honors English too, by the way. I don't think I have to take a placement test anymore for the English test. Math, maybe. I'm not sure. Hopefully I don't have to take one, but yeah. You'll be fine, Zach. I know you'll be fine. Some chords. What are some chords to Zach P Photography?
At ZachPphoto.com.
Have you done anything to the website yet?
Dude, I haven't touched the website. Like,
Websites are hard to do. Why do you think I don't have a website, Zach?
You know,
I've been editing video for 7 years. You would think I have a website, or at least a portfolio. I don't have a portfolio, Zach.
I mean, your YouTube channel.
I guess so, but it's not a portfolio. I couldn't use that as a portfolio. Technically. You should be able to, but it's not a portfolio on paper.
Yeah, because it has to be like a designated place for all of your work to be, and it has to be professional and all of that kind of stuff. It's like,
it's like, why?
Fucking, it's 2022, dog.
I know, right?
Like, people are using Instagram as their portfolio. Like, yeah, the website. By the way, if you didn't know, I have a website with all my photo stuff on it, ZachPphoto.com. And always plugging. And you know, it was just kind of something that I needed to do. I knew that I needed to actually have a website just because I have so much work that I've done that I just haven't had a place to put it.
Right.
And so that was just kind of an excuse for me to do that. But
well, it was good. I mean, I'm sure it's one of those things where you started the website and it was kind of fun. You just kept going, right? You just kept going and going and going. And then just whatever happened is whatever happened. That's what needs to happen. I just need to sit down and do it. I need to sit down, start the website, and I'll just start going. I think. I don't know. I've tried so many in my different classes I've done. Maybe it's because they're for classes and not for myself, but we start the website structure and I'm like, I don't fucking know what I'm doing.
Well, it's really easy because I used Adobe, like Adobe Portfolio, I think is what I used.
Right.
And so that made it super simple. And I just have to pay for my domain name, which I think is like $1 a year or something stupid.
Oh, really? That's pretty good.
Yeah. So I'm surprised that I was able to get away with it. I mean, I wasn't going to do ZachPphotography.com, but that just was way too long. And I just need to change my Instagram handle to ZachPphoto. And then, you
gotta do it quick before it's gone, Zach.
Well, yeah, I know. I'm sure it's already
But Zach P Photography has such a nice alliteration to it.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't even think of that until someone else.
Zach P Photography. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I didn't even think about it until someone else brought it up, and I was like, "Oh shit, you're totally right! Wow, that's awesome."
It is pretty great. It's long, but it's kind of like Uneducation Station.
Yeah,
and then you can just shorten it to Zach P Photo or Zach Photos, Zach P, Zach
Photo. Dude, it's so funny because I was thinking in the shower, as one might,
as one does. It's where you're supposed to think, Zach.
Yes, I'll scrub in your butt. And I realized that a lot of times we talk about like enthusiast spaces and everything like that, and I guess the idea of one man's trash is another man's treasure was something that was kind of like repeated in my head.
Right.
And, I realized that that's something that we never really talk about too much in depth. And, like the idea of if you have something that is even remotely valuable in and of itself, it's going to be even more valuable in that specific enthusiast space. Or, whether it's collectors or, people who collect antiques or, like camera gear, like, I have old cameras that I started collecting, and, like the people who are way more knowledgeable about it, who understand why it's super valuable, it's like a hot commodity to them.
No, really, it is.
And so that's why you'll see people who are like, buying a specific car from just a random old lady for an absolute steal, because the lady didn't realize that you could turbocharge this engine and it's one of the fastest cars in the world.
Right.
And so it's like it's really fascinating to me to just kind of go down that thought rabbit hole and just kind of think about like all of the stuff that I do, like all of the things that I am a hobbyist of, where it's like, okay, cool. Like anyone else who's outside of the space, it's like, okay,
right. That's how it goes. You see like a, slight detour, but know what I've been looking at? Just, it's kind of left field, but not really. Street photography.
I love street
photography videos. Like people just like they just GoPro themselves and they just go around and just take street photography with their little tiny compact cameras. And I'm like, this is nice. I enjoy this. I'm not a photographer. I don't think I ever will be. As I explained before, you may think, what do you mean, Arthur? You could take some pictures. Come on, you do the this and the this and the shit. You could take some pictures. That's how I imagine they sound like, Zach, in my head.
Sound like a fucking cartoon character.
You could take some pictures, just like Zach. I know. I technically can, but my mindset doesn't work for taking pictures. I have to plan everything out. And that's not how street photography goes. Street photography is like
impromptu.
Oh, hey. The sound of the shutter goes. But hopefully the shutter is silent. Otherwise people go. No, but it's fun. It's interesting. And I've grown to enjoy like compact cameras. Like point and shoot camera. Like the M200, I guess, by nature.
Yeah.
But with just like a really, I mean, kit lens, God forbid, or one of those like a pancake lens, like a 20 millimeter or something.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen like I can't remember what it was called, but there was one that's really popular for street photography, and it's like you've put it in your pocket, and the shots are incredible. And I'm like, dude, this would be so cool to. And there's some like, as long as it takes good shots, like it doesn't have to be like an incredible resolution. Like it's like, you know, like 16 megapixel or something is totally fine or something like that.
Yeah.
As long as it ends up being more of an art form rather than you have the tools, you know. So a lot of people, they even get like the previous, like the M100 or something,
Mm-hmm.
and they slap a 20 millimeter lens on it, f2 or something, and they just go out and just, you know, things like that. Or like at this $200 LynnMX camera, it's like a GX00 or something like that. Crazy shit. I'm like, dude, this is such a vibe. It's such a vibe, and I'm like, I like this. This is fun. I it's not something this is one of those things where YouTube just recommends it to you, and it's kind of interesting. Not technically your field, but you're just like, I'll watch it. I've also been watching cooking videos, specifically keto cooking videos. Zach, I don't do keto.
I mean, it's fascinating to kind of have a little bit of insight into those hobbies that you know fucking nothing about,
Mm-hmm.
and you're just sitting there like, so that's how that all works.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing people, you know, buy a $250 camera and go out and shoot some really awesome pictures just out in the street, you know, doing
Mm-hmm.
whatever, just having a grand old time. It's like, yeah, dude, hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could, you know, use a $200 camera and do the stuff that I do. Like, shit, man. But it's so fascinating because, you know, it's almost like you're like seeing something that you're not supposed to see, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like it feels like you should be a part of the club to be able to have this much
Right.
insight into it.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, the YouTube recommended algorithm can sometimes send you on an absolute trip. And like, you know, that was like my first exposure to like keyboard tests, like sound tests and everything like that. And so,
Okay, but does your spacebar sound like this?
sounds fuck.
Dog, I hate those videos. It's so stupid. Sorry. He says as a keyboard enthusiast, God, I fucking hate those videos.
But to a Joe Schmo who knows nothing about computers, knows nothing about keyboards, it is really fascinating to just kind of look and see what's there. But yeah, or like, oh my gosh, the world's loudest keyboard or the world's quietest keyboard, like those types of videos that, you know, have a couple million views on them. And, you know, there are just some videos of some people who like building keyboards who are just like, you know what, I'm just going to have a time and we're going to see what happens. And then it turns into an absolute shit show. And you're like, I'm so glad that I was a part of this moment. You know, it's just one of those things that, you know, it's very fascinating. I'm going down a thought rabbit hole.
No, it's well, why do you think I'm watching like keto cooking videos, Zach? For no fucking reason. Well, okay, I have been not considering keto, but just limiting my carbs. I've been thinking about this, Zach.
Right.
You know, as I get older, as I wear my wrist brace, and I intake dietary supplements. No, I'm not there yet, but you know, I begin to think about these things. So I've just been, you know, maybe like one less scoop of rice when I'm eating or something like that. So it's fascinating. I don't cook, Zach. This is not going to make me cook because it's just not going to work for me, Zach.
Right.
I enjoy food. I'm not going to cook. Is it because I'm ignorant? Is it because I want someone to cook for me because I'm a terrible person? Maybe. Or
it could also be that, you know, it's not, in your eyes, it is not a skill valuable enough to...
Well, that's not true. I think cooking can be a valuable skill just in general.
Well, for you, it's like of all the things that you spend your time trying, like all of the different things that you're like trying to hone your craft in, it's like, bro, I don't give a shit. I'll eat top ramen. I don't care.
You know, one thing I've tried though, because Brady mentioned it, I thought about it and I was like, you know, I could probably get into it. And it's coffee. Like French press coffee and stuff. And
you know, it's really funny. After he was on the show, I went home because my dad used to have a French press. And yes, I still live with my parents. And no, I'm not renting an apartment with 10 other people and a dog who's on the lease.
Damn, that was just an attack. Where'd that come from? Holy shit. We were just sitting here. Boy, I was scared now. He went for someone. Holy shit. Sniper's out. No one's safe.
Bro, it just kind of, it frustrates me when people are like, oh, you still live with your parents? Anyways, yeah, that was another thing that I was thinking about. It's like, yes, my dog is on the lease.
It's true. It's true.
A 10-year contract. Anyways,
coffee. Yes.
So
French press.
I was talking to my dad about how he used to have a French press, and apparently he broke it or whatever. And I've been really considering getting into like French press coffee, and like I know how to make Americanos, Frappuccinos, like that kind of stuff, because we used to have like an espresso machine, and so I would just make a bunch of different espresso drinks and everything like that, which is really fun. And I never really got to a point where I was any good at it, but like I know a bunch of people who work at coffee shops and everything like that, and they're like, dude, this is so much easier than you think it is.
Right.
Like it's not necessarily something that requires a lot of time and effort to figure out. It's just like, oh yeah, most of these drinks are just varying levels of coffee, espresso, and milk.
Right.
Or milk alternatives.
Right.
It's just like, whatever. It's not that bad. Add some caramel flavoring in there and you're fucking set, dude.
Yeah, dude. I would be down. I want to get a French press, but I'm not sure. They're not that expensive. Like, they're not terribly expensive. So I've considered it. I guess you usually use it for like cold brew. Well, no, that's a lie. You could use it for cold brew. I'm not the biggest fan of cold brew, but maybe I just haven't tried good cold brew, This is the thing that starts to excite me, because I'm like, oh, what? Now that I am okay with drinking black coffee, maybe like a little bit of sugar or like a touch, I put honey in my coffee.
Honestly, I think I tried that here for the first time.
Probably, yeah. Did you like it?
I loved it.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
You don't think about honey in your coffee. Maybe in your tea, right?
Yeah. Honey is usually coupled with tea most of the time. And so it's like, when you think of honey and coffee, you're like, wait, that doesn't sound right. And it's like honey on pancakes, dude. Like it sounds so wrong, but it works out so well.
Right. I think it's because you have that mental image of the pancakes and the waffle. And you're like, in your coffee.
Yeah.
Coffee? How dare you? How dare you, Zach? How dare you? I'm your teacher again. I'm a reoccurring character. I enjoy it. I just drink it black with like a tiny bit of honey, probably like no more than a teaspoon. And it's nice.
Yeah.
It's simple. It's clean. Did I say it? Were we recording when I said I only do like 3/4 of a coffee?
No, you didn't say that.
I have 3/4, just a little tiny cup for you. I've learned, Zach, that probably the reason why people develop a coffee addiction is because we just keep drinking more.
Yeah. That's
crazy how that works, Zach. You get addicted because you have too much. I know, right? Crazy concept. Crazy. So I found this is the only one. It's in our cupboards, and nobody's probably using it. So 3/4 cup.
What, 8 ounces maybe?
Maybe. That's it. I said not even 8 ounces. What? Or no, it is like what? 6? How much? 16 ounces a cup, right? I should know this.
No, it's I'm trying to think. Okay, so here's some frame of reference. This is 16 ounces.
That's 16 ounces.
Yeah.
Okay. I think you're right. Maybe 8 ounces a cup. Or is it 12? I should know these things, Zach, but I don't, because I don't cook enough, and I rely heavily on measuring cups. That's my fault.
I think it's...
Hey Siri, how many ounces in a cup?
1 cup is 8 fluid ounces.
Oh.
Not even 8 fluid ounces. See that? So 2/3 of that. So like
6 ounces.
Like 5.66667 ounces. No, no one cares. Anywho, not bad, and I do it. I just have a Keurig for now. I mean, obviously I would like to try, doing it my own, but for now, this is what we have. I want to try iced coffee. Iced coffee.
Like making iced coffee?
Yeah, making iced coffee.
Oh.
That's the one thing, because brewing coffee, I don't know. I mean, I can probably do it. I've seen it. It's not incredibly difficult. It's more in feel. So I would just have to keep doing it and keep fucking it up until I get it right? Right? Yes. So that'll just take a matter of time. As far as iced coffee, I mean, sure, it's that, but it also still is kind of, you measure things out and you see how it goes. And I enjoy iced coffee. Honestly, dare I say, Zach, I know this might be blasphemous, but I do like iced coffee more than hot coffee. How dare you? Are you an adult? Are you a fucking child? I know, I understand. I liked my coffee, milk, and 3 billion grams of sugar, Zach. I enjoy it. I'll say it, Zach.
I enjoy 1 shot of espresso and then 16 ounces of fucking milk.
But it's almond milk. Probably.
Soy milk.
Ugh. Hell no.
How do they milk an almond?
How do you milk a soybean?
How do you milk a cashew?
Zach, let me ask you this,
Do
Zach.
cashews have titties?
Is almond milk milk? Because what is a milk? By definition, what is a milk? What is milk?
Well, I mean,
And what is the act of milking? You can say it, it's okay.
I mean, the only thing that I think of is when you're milking an animal,
Right.
you are excreting the milk from their nipples.
Mm-hmm. So what is an almond milk? The process
Is
isn't
almond milk a
secretion.
soup?
Is it?
Because, I mean, or it's like a broth.
Mm-hmm. So you're not secreting necessarily.
You're,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Is it a milk? Should it be an almond beverage?
Almond broth.
Almond broth. What are you drinking there? Oh, just some almond broth. Almond stew. Almond beverage. I might say almond beverage.
I don't know why my brain just went back to the very first episode of the podcast. Mayonnaise cult.
Mayonnaise cult. It's down the street, Zach. They're still there. They're still kicking it. I'm gonna run over their kids one day. That's who they are. I'm pretty sure. There's no way. Only the mayonnaise cult will let their kids run in the street.
With just blatant disregard of their own safety.
It is. So which is why I wouldn't care. The law would care though, but I wouldn't care. So
But that's only if you get caught.
who's really winning?
But, that just sent my brain down a rabbit hole.
Go on, Zach. Share with the class. Go ahead.
Is cereal a soup?
Is cereal a soup? I think about that as well. I think because of the nature of it, because a soup, I guess, is a broth. I mean, I think a stew is underneath the soup family. So soup ends up it can be like consumables within this broth, but it is essentially the broth. And then you would eat the noodles out of it. You may not even drink the broth. Hence why I believe that cereal should be a soup.
So, is the difference between a soup and a stew just the concentration of liquid within said thing?
I guess so.
Because when you think about it, soup a lot of the time is a large amount of liquid, whether it's a broth or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are various different, whether it's meat, noodles, celery.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Nice. I don't know.
Celery soup. And
Maybe just like tasting nothing. Yes.
Water. So, and then it's all just added into this broth.
Mm-hmm.
But a stew is mostly the components that go into the broth,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then there's just like a little bit of the broth itself.
That's fair. We look so fucking high right now.
Sometimes I feel like I'm high.
No,
dude.
honestly, I be in a Discord call with my friends and I just start saying things. It's like, "Are you fucking drunk?" I'm like, "Dude, I would never. Not under the name of the Lord, I would never."
I can say to the contrary.
I think it's just the human curiosity point.
Here's one of the coolest things about human nature is that curiosity drives most of your motivation to learn more information about things.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you look at something and you think it's interesting, you're like, "Oh, Is almond milk a
Milk.
broth?
A milk. A broth. What is almond milk?
What is almond milk? And then you go and do research. What is milk?
Mm-hmm.
I'm Googling it.
You're Googling it? All right.
Yes. I'm going to leave it on your camera. for a
Okay,
second.
cool. The reason why I don't think almond milk is a milk is because the process of a milk is milking a cow. You don't milk an almond. Do you milk an almond? You don't milk an almond. But then again, I don't know. So maybe they're taking tweezers or little tiny small scale things, and then they milk it. See, almond. Let me give me the chrome, Zach. Let's read it together. Almond milk is a plant-based plant milk with a watery texture and a nutty flavor manufactured from almonds. Although some types or brands are flavored in an imitation of cow's milk, it does not contain cholesterol or lactose and is low in saturated fat. Hence why I personally drink it.
Is almond milk considered a milk?
Oh, there we go. See, these are the questions that people are asking, Zach. Literally, quite literally, this is the questions that people want to know. Is almond milk considered a milk? Almond milk and other plant-based beverages functions as milk. They go well with cereal, can be consumed by themselves, and provide nutrition. That is not the answer I'm looking for. I asked a yes or no question. Is almond milk considered a milk?
Is almond milk a milk?
Is almond milk a milk? It functions as a milk, sure. Water can function as milk if you think hard enough about it. You're not going to quite enjoy it, and it won't taste. Oh, yes, what?
There is some milk controversy.
Oh no, the milk community is in shambles right now, Zach. Holy shit! There's milk drama. Why the dairy industry is boiling over plant-based milk?
Of course, it's Vox.
What the fuck?
What?
Almonds don't lactate, but that's no reason. Okay, fake milk.
Oh, that is way too small.
Oh yeah, I can't see that with my squinty eyes, Zach. An almond doesn't lactate. I will confess, declared Food and Drug Administration Commissioner Scott Gottlieb this summer at a Politico summit.
Okay.
Are we a news show now, Zach? What the fuck is this? We're a news show. It finally happened. 70 some odd episodes in, Zach, we're a news show now. So now I don't know what to do because I have to sit here. I don't read fast enough, Zach. So I can't read and make critical judgments as I'm reading, Zach. So we can't be a news show. I can't do it fast enough, Zach. I have to sit there and read it, and then I have to congest it, and then I have to digest it, and then I have to say my thoughts. This wouldn't work, Zach. I can't just read it and give my thoughts as I go. Painter's complaint does not plausibly allege that a reasonable consumer would be deceived into believing that Blue Diamond's almond milk products are nutritionally equivalent to dairy milk based on their packaged labels and advertising. So basically what they're saying, by just one paragraph, I'm going to summarize the whole thing, is that because of the contents of it, it's not a milk because it does not provide it literally doesn't provide the same things as milk other than maybe calcium. Right?
Right. So
is it a milk? It doesn't provide anything that a milk has to offer. Is it a milk?
it continues. At stake.
Go on, Zach. Let's go.
At stake are what the FDA calls standards of identity, legally binding definitions of products to ensure consumers know what they are getting. In March, the FDA launched a strategy to update these standards in light of marketing trends and latest nutritional science. Milk has a complicated, jargon-filled standard of identity. In short, the FDA says the lacteal secretion...
they said secretion! Yes!
Particularly free from
Colostrum?
colostrum obtained by complete milking of one or more healthy cows.
Right. There is no secretion. There is no milking. Milk, like the word milking is to milk is to
Obtain milk.
obtain milk through secretion of a thing, right? There is no, you know what I mean? And it doesn't provide at all anything that has to do with milk. Is it even milk?
Two of the main ingredients in milk are lactose and saturated
I
fat.
like to say lactose intolerance. Sorry. We have fun here. We should do news more often, Zach. Let's have articles ready. This is fun.
So almond milk and other various alternatives to milk, although they may have saturated fat in varying degrees, they do not contain lactose.
Mhm.
And so with that being said, is it just almond broth?
Right, exactly. It's
I
an
love
almond.
how-
It's an almond beverage, Zach.
I love how this is like the rabbit hole we decided to dive
It
deep into.
Can't be milk. But then again,
There is no
there exist. Okay, going back to the keto thing, right? The point of keto is to have alternatives to these carbs, right?
right.
To these carbohydrates, to these sugars, to these, So you do things like you replace potatoes with cauliflower. I know that sounds weird, but it's possible. You replace certain things with different vegetables like turnips or something.
Mhm.
You replace. I saw like cauliflower rice. Is that rice? It's just cauliflower, but you know what I mean? So I think now I see. Okay, you know what? Now I sympathize with the milk community. Now I understand. We were making fun of them at first, Zach, but now that we've read a couple paragraphs, I sympathize with them, Zach. This is difficult. This is troubling. I'm troubled right now.
So the difference between
The conflict over in the East, not important. The political stance between the nations and their divide, not important.
what is milk?
What is
That's
milk?
what's really important.
That's what's important right now, Zach. That's it.
I think milk is one of those things that it's very hard to stray away from what you would expect it to be.
Mhm.
Just because it goes well with cereal.
Mhm.
Some people use fucking water for cereal. There's they should seek psychiatric help, but it's a thing that people do
People raised in the 2000s might use Coca-Cola.
and die of beaties.
They did that in Drake and Josh.
They did.
Remember
do
that? Yeah.
They made a swimming pool of cheese puffs and soda.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what a time to be a kid. Mom, can we? No. Absolutely not. Don't even finish it.
Oh man. Anyways, but like with a lot of other things, like you said, is it rice? I guess the idea, will it blend?
Will it bend? I knew you were gonna say that, and I was gonna say it too. I was gonna say, will it bend?
Will it mend? Will it spend?
Oh God, I know I will spend. Go on.
But with rice and it, they call
Maybe
it
it's because it's more of like an accompaniment, anyways. Mashed potato is more of an accompaniment to the main dish, right? So I think that's where it's okay. But milk is like the beverage that you choose. I guess an accompaniment, but it's its own thing in my mind,
right.
because you wouldn't say, you wouldn't buy an expensive martini and say, oh, it's just an accompaniment to my mac and cheese,
Right.
to my chicken tendies. You wouldn't say that.
This conversation is just leading to more questions that I don't have the answer to.
Well, let's think about the answer, Zach. When you go to Applebee's and you buy your chicken tendies and you ask the waitress with your hands full of ketchup, can I see the happy hour menu? The chicken tendies are the main course.
Mm.
That cocktail you chose to complement your chicken tendies, I feel like it's its own thing.
Your Bud Light Lime.
Right. Yes, exactly. I think that the beverage is its own part. Like it's its own like thing, because at the end of the day, I guess you could just have it by itself. But for me, you could have rice by itself, but you're a fucking psychopath if you just eat rice by yourself. Or you're poor. Been there.
chicken and rice is the best.
Mhm.
But it's chicken and rice.
It's chicken and rice. You're eating the chicken with the rice.
Okay,
But
so
you can eat chicken by yourself. You can eat the rice by yourself, Zach. You're gonna sit there and just eat fucking rice?
no.
Right,
But-
exactly.
But if you think about it, there's a difference between like the side dishes
Mhm.
and then the main dish.
Mhm.
You know, and milk, it kind of walks that fine line between both because it can be both.
Mhm.
It can be the main thing that you're consuming. You
Mhm.
can just have a glass of milk if you want to.
Mhm.
But also you can mix it in with other things. Like, you know, you could make milkshakes
Mhm.
and those types of things where it is complemented by other things.
Mhm.
And those things that it complements also contain lactose. So it's
Mhm.
like if
Okay,
you,
but have you ever made a milkshake or a smoothie with almond milk?
no, never.
It like doesn't work because it's too thin. You need more ice. So at that point, it doesn't carry the the volume properties of milk because it's too smooth or too thin rather. You know what I mean?
It's like trying to make a milkshake with skim milk.
Right, exactly.
Is skim milk actually milk?
I don't even know what skim milk is, honestly.
It's like none of the fun things about milk.
So you can become skin.
Skim.
Skim. I am skim like this milk. It makes no sense, Zach.
What kind of tinfoil hatting bullshit are we on today?
Zach, this is what happens when you put honey in your coffee. You think about things. You stay up until 6 a.m. You think about things. You try your hardest, your hardest not to buy your favorite VTuber's new desk mat. Because I just bought one. It's over there.
It's still in the packaging.
I just got it. Yeah, just came in. Or pre-ordered it like half a year ago.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have a time.
we have fun here at the studio, Zach. We have fun here at the office.
You know, sometimes I wonder when we film episodes like this, like, why do people watch this show?
Hey now, it's because of the tangents, Zach. And now we have a new edition. And this is the news. This is the news portion, Zach. We get to talk about. We could read articles and talk about the news, Zach. Come on now. Isn't that what everybody enjoys?
Just the random banter and bullshit?
Yes,
I enjoy it.
I enjoy it. Speaking of news, Zach, I'm trying to think, but then I think, oh, I haven't really been keeping up with anything. I used to frequent, tech news, and I should, especially since, around this time, as the time of recording, the AMD stuff had just kind of dropped the new 7000 series. Very cool. Thank you, Kanye. Very cool. But I haven't delved too deep into it yet. And it looks very cool. It looks very enticing. The only thing I can say about it without knowing very much is that I know that it's going to be expensive. And you're going to be moving into a new architecture. Or maybe not. Well, you already kind of are, but that's besides the point. It's tough. And I'm just like, well, it is very cool. But now it's kind of new edition things and it's early adoption. It's like, oh, what are we doing here? You know, what are we doing here? But on that note, though, graphics card prices have dropped again. They're basically back to normal. For the most part, things are in stock. You can just buy a graphics card now. I mean, it might get out of stock every now and then, but it'll restock. We're back. We can build computers again, Zach. And I'm excited for that. I'm really happy for that.
You know, I'm kind of at a point now where my computer is pretty much exactly where I want it to be.
Mhm.
And so I don't really see a point in going from a 2080 to like a 3080 or something like that.
Mhm.
Because like the CPU and GPU that I have right now are just basically perfect for each other.
Mhm.
Like they complement each other in a very, very productive way. And so unless I wanted to upgrade both and then get a shit ton more RAM,
Mhm.
you know, I guess I don't really see a point in upgrading at this point in time.
Yeah, I mean, you're, excuse me, you're pretty much fine. I mean, maybe double the RAM to 32, but at that point, it's like, yeah, sure, that's probably it. Maybe if I ever ditch the 3900X, you can try it out.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, I just things to consider. But for now, I've just been chilling. I've been enjoying the bedroom setup. I don't know if I've talked about it yet, but I've been using it for now, and it's fun. I really enjoy it. Oftentimes when it's just the wee hours of the night, I don't have to just come up to my studio and just be in my gamer setup. As much as I love my gamer setup.
Right.
As much as I love it. As much as, even though I turn off those fans in the front, they turn back on, Zach. Because technology.
Rude.
I still enjoy, I love it. I love being in here, Zach. I love playing video games in my setup. And I love playing the piano, which I've been doing recently again. But this nostalgic feeling of being in my room there.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I had the webcam set up because I was doing a Zoom meeting there with my advisor because I'm going back to school, right? And I put up the webcam and I look at the webcam and I'm like, dude, this is what my webcam used to look like 5 years ago. That's so weird.
You know, I think the coolest part is I remember like very shortly after you moved in here, because that was right around the time when we started hanging out again. Was like right after high school, basically. No, wait, I'm full of shit. Maybe?
Yeah, it was after high school-ish. We we connected back up after high school.
Why do I remember you and I don't know if it was my 17th or 18th birthday that you and I went to G6, so trampoline park, and then we did laser tag.
That's it. We did do an impromptu G6, like a second one. I think that was for your 18th. But we did do the laser tag in the G6, I think your 17th birthday.
That was such a fun day, dude.
It was great. Yeah.
You know, I realize, and this episode is just all over the place, but I realize that we don't really tell a whole lot of the stories of us doing random shit together because, I mean, partially because most of the time that we've hung out in recent years, it's been related to like content creation and that kind of stuff and working on various projects together. But you know, back in the early aughts, we used to just go and cause some shenanigans, go to trampoline parks, and that's like the main story that sticks out in my mind because we didn't.
Yeah,
we don't really hang out that much anymore.
Yeah, I know, but this is how life goes, you know. Yeah. That's why we need a game again.
I know.
We need a game again, man. We try to set up a game night. You know, this is how it works, right? Some people are like. They make fun, or not. They don't make fun of me, but they poke around with like we have to schedule a game, like a session to play video games.
Right.
Like we have to schedule it. We have to make sure we have time. We don't have any obligations too early in the morning. We don't, That's so sad to think about. Instead of just coming home and playing BO2 with the boys until morning, Instead, it's just like, oh, okay, do I work? Do I have to be somewhere? Do I have to be somewhere tomorrow morning?
Yeah. It's like, oh shit, guys, I work at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Yeah, it's like, oh god, I'm in fucking Beaverton right now or some shit.
Yeah,
I'm in fucking Los Angeles right now or some shit. I'm looking at my watch to see where I am right now or some shit. Yeah, like it's like, oh fuck. That's what we have to coordinate and plan out a fucking video game session, Zach. You know how sad that is?
Well,
it's so sad, but it's not. It has to happen because we're adults.
Right.
We can't just I don't want to do my homework. I'm just going to play video games, I don't really care to do this at school right now. I'm just going to play video games, with the boys. That's why, Christian Cha, remember him? Him and his friend group. I've been hanging out with them a lot. They just go in a Discord call like every night. Just hang out. Like every night. And it's quite a vibe.
But I'm sure that their schedules are pretty damn similar though.
Probably. I don't know. And if not, some people leave early, some people leave later. It's just they just get in a Discord call and play League and shit and just talk. And I join every now and then. It's a vibe. Lately, I've been doing that with my Discord as well. It's kind of been dying off, but now it's just kind of like a close knit of a couple friends. Excuse me, that was gross. And I've been trying to do it again. Just jump in a Discord, just do it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, God, do you remember when my Discord server was like that?
Yeah.
Where it would just like every night you went on and there was someone in the voice chat or a couple of people.
Man, Zach, if you're just fucking chilling, whatever, or before you go to bed or something, come join the voice chat, Zach. You're invited to the Ooh Chat voice chats. If you see me just vibing, have a go.
I've been in the Uwu chat Discord for a while actually. probably like 3 years or something.
Mm-hmm. And you can join too if you do bit.ly/ubuchat. It's a great place. You know, I miss it because I think some of the, it's tough, right? Because even now I'm still like this. I don't join Discord calls very often,
Right.
like ever, unless I'm invited. And it's not because I want to make sure that there's a call. Like sometimes I'll just sit in a call and nobody shows up and it's fine. It's all good. It's whatever. Or some people pop in and they pop out. It's fine. It's not that I'm afraid of that. It's more just, I just never do it because I don't know. I'm pretty sure I mentioned, but my family, the way we operate is that we need to be invited.
Right.
It's not a great thing, but it's just kind of how it works. So I'm just so used to that. It's like instilled into my brain where I don't coordinate things. I mean, maybe I'll help out, but someone needs to kind of be the leader and I can be like the co-leader and we could figure things out at the very least. Otherwise, I'm just in for the ride. And if you want to invite me, I'm down. That's kind of how I roll. And it sucks because that means I have to be invited. It sounds pretentious, but it's not. It's just how my brain works. I don't like setting things up. That's why we never have parties here. You hear about the Asian family get-togethers every 3 to 5 days or some shit like that.
Yeah.
It's never in this house. Never. We would never do it here.
Okay, I just had another memory from my childhood involving you and your family.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I went to your grandparents' house for dinner, and that was when you guys were trying to convince me to try chicken feet.
Yeah.
Which I didn't, but now I kind of wish I did because
I'm gonna give it a shot. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan. To me, it's not that the taste, it's just like the price to performance, you don't really get a whole lot of meat with it. It's basically just like eating a bunch of skin and fat,
right?
Which could be desirable,
right?
Which is fine, right? And you dip it into things and it tastes great. But I mean, for me, at that point, just give me just a breast or a wing, right?
Right. Yeah, and that was
the key to every man's heart.
Breast, thighs, and wings.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, that was the first time I'd ever tried like authentic pho before. Like, I think that the first time I ever had pho was at your grandparents' house, and it was like genuine, authentic Asian food.
Mm-hmm.
And like, that's one of the things that I kind of miss every once in a while. Whenever I'd be here for dinner or anything like that, you guys would have like just your regular day-to-day food that you guys eat and prepare and everything like that is just a lot different from what you would see at my house. And obviously it's culturally very different. Yeah. But it's really interesting to get like an insider scoop and like a little bit of a slice of that lifestyle, which is really fun. Mm-hmm. And I think it's so funny because like, you and I shoot the shit like we've known each other for our entire lives, but like we live our lives so differently, even like in a day-to-day. It's really, really fascinating. And then when we get together, it's like nothing is different. Like we're basically two sides of the same coin. And we just shoot the shit and have a grand old time.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Which is why we need a game again, man.
I know.
But okay, so I want to stream, because I've been streaming more often. I've been not forcing myself, that's not the right word, but, doing stream schedules and stuff, like a proper streamer would. I've been trying to do that. And it's been working out pretty well. It just means like, okay, I have to stream today. It's not do I want to stream today? Maybe I don't. I don't know. I'm kind of tired. Today, I'm streaming this today. I will be live at this time, maybe give or take a couple minutes, maybe an hour if I forget. That could happen. That happens every now and then. But I'm streaming tonight. I'm streaming today. I've been trying that and it's been great. New Genshin update, fantastic. Let's stream it. Playing but the problem right now is that COD is not happy with me streaming it. It keeps getting too buggy and it lags and it breaks the stream and it freezes my computer. I don't know why. I don't know if it's a graphics thing. I get an error message. I keep forgetting to read it. I got to see what it is. But it does say NVENC, so it does lead me to believe it has something to do with the streaming or the encoding part. I don't know. I'll have to see. That bothers me because I spent a lot of money for my 3080 Ti, so I hope that's not the problem. But things I got to figure out because I played one night. I just jumped in COD again. Fun as shit, bro. It's I mean obviously not Vanguard, yikes, but you know, I was playing Modern Warfare and I was playing was it Cold War Free for All because I always did that, dude. So fun. Oh my gosh, it's so fun, dude. Just to play Call of Duty.
Dude, you know? Okay. It's so funny because I have a ton of streaming footage from, 2020 to early 2022. And over those 3 years or over those 2 years, like most of the times when we had like the funniest moments was when you were involved and you were playing with us. Just because like, our banter, like when you and I are playing games and focusing on something else other than what we're saying, that ends up leading to the most hilarious content with absolutely zero context ever.
Of course.
Like, one of my favorite clips is probably when I caught you saying, "Yo, what up? It's your boy Shrimp Dick," because you got a final kill cam.
Yes.
In Modern Warfare, and that was so funny. Like just the random out of pocket things, or just the random noises that come out of our mouths all the time. It's just like,
it's just a pure game session with the boys.
Yeah,
that's it. A wholesome session with the boys. That's all it is, right?
Right.
That's all it needs to be. That's all these streams need to be. I mean, we're streaming, I guess, but we, you kind of forget. Sure, there's a chat, but otherwise we're just hanging out. Those are my favorite streams. Those are the only YouTube videos I watch now and the only streams I watch. And it's just like, maybe, well, I mean, I still watch some people maybe do some solo gameplay or something, solo streamer, sure. But some of my favorite, I told you about KR Speedy. The reason why I still watch them is because all they do is just get into a Discord with their buddies and just fuck around and play video games. That's it. That's the core nature of it. And that's the greatest thing ever. I mean, sure, maybe they're, I mean, honestly, I don't think they're amping anything up, but I mean, they're conscious that they're streaming, but it's just like, yeah, we're just gonna play fucking Minecraft Pixel Mod and just say out of pocket shit, Yeah. Because why not? That's been the first game night, which I don't remember if you're part. I think you're a part with the Muck and stuff. Were you a part of that one? The first game night that Chat did. We played Muck and Gartic Phone and Minecraft.
I don't think so.
Probably not. You probably for a different one. Dude, it was so fun. Do you know what Muck is? Dude, it's so fucking funny. It's so fun for no damn reason. And it was just like 7 or 8 of us, and we were just freaking around. We're just freaking around, man. We're just having a time in a Discord call. And that was just the most fun I've ever had. And luckily, I was able to find that stream again because I thought I lost it. I found it again. So at some point,
okay.
Yeah.
The first thing that I thought of was the Minecraft speedruns.
Yes. Dude, those are so funny. Those are like literally one of my favorite videos to produce, to stream it and to edit it. Editing it is so funny because after like a couple hours, you kind of forget. And I sit down, some people, they just kind of skim through it or whatever. I sit down and just like watch it and listen to it. Just maybe that's why it takes forever. And I edit it and stuff, right? It's so fucking funny. And even if it's not even that many people, because we did one with 10 people and that was crazy. But the second episode we did is my favorite episode we've ever, or one of my favorites we've done. I mean, to the 10 person, it has to be my favorite because it's chaotic and it's hilarious.
Yeah.
And it's my newest one. Or the latest one, I suppose. The second episode, there was like 4 of us. And it was so funny. And the people that I brought in, Titans and Rex, dude, hilarious people. Absolute characters. And it made me, I just was dying laughing. And I still die laughing whenever I rewatch it because I rewatch my own videos because I'm cringe. Every now and then I'll rewatch them just to think back at how fucking funny that was. How funny these stupid moments were. It's so great.
It's really cool that a lot of times I have something to do with a lot of these random video ideas that you have, or like your birthday stream where you did the desktop goose. Like I was there for a lot of that too. And like being there and being a part of it, but being just disconnected enough to where I could watch the video and it could be like I wasn't even there, and those are the videos that I enjoy the most, where like, one of my buddies posted this really dope video. It's mostly you because you always end up coming out with the best content.
TY.
but just rewatching and reliving those moments of us just like raging and like, oh god, there in one of the speed runs there's like a little clip of me just absolutely slamming my desk and it was back when I had the toner mic and it was like super far away and so you could just hear the reverb of my desk through my mic.
Hell yeah.
And it was like the cringiest. It sounded like I threw a full can of Sprite down a flight of stairs. Like that is like the extent of how bad it was.
Right.
But it was so funny. And like, I don't know. I think the bad quality era of my streams were really hilarious because it was just peaky mic, shitty camera, and just wholeheartedly wholesome funny moments.
Yeah, I think as an advocate of making sure your stream stuff is, at least your most importantly your audio is, not peaking and these type of things, that these amateur mistakes are wholesome. I just want to think and look back on. Now, does that mean that you should consciously make those amateur mistakes so that way you can remedy them later? No, if you know about them, you should fix them. But if you don't know about them, then it's wholesome when you do figure it out. And you look back and you're like, holy shit, that was my mic. My mic, the first mic I used when I did Let's Plays on my second channel, that it still exists, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. It was my iPhone 6 on a 5-gum box. Like,
wow.
Like it was just a 5-gum box stepped vertically. There's nothing in this box, so it's wobbly as shit. Shoot, my fault. It's wobbly as shit. I probably should have put something in this box to weigh it down. I didn't, because why would I do that? And I just put my phone on it and just record the voice memo. Just record. That's it. That was it. I was like, yeah.
Throw that beast into Sony Vegas and you're golden.
That was it.
Yeah.
No, that's how it. No, I fucking edited it on After Effects. I edited in a layer on a linear. Oh my god, it was horrible. I didn't use a non-linear editor. I just used After Effects. Absolutely. Well, I mean, I was so comfortable with it, I just may as well. But it was so great. It was so funny. It's just, I look back and I was like, yeah, humble beginnings. I didn't know much about microphones. I ended up getting a blue snowball at some point, but it was on my desk. It's like, come on now. It's wholesome, man. It's so wholesome. And now, I look at this Blue Yeti up here, Zach, and I reminisce. I think about things, Zach. I think about life. I never even really use my Blue Yeti. I only use it for the interview, and I use it for instances. But I already had my AT 2020 at the time. The only reason why I bought this, nobody can see it. It's above me. Is this Blue Yeti? It's blacked up Blue Yeti. It's because it was on offer up for like $60. I'm like, well, I mean, come on now.
When in Rome.
When
right?
in Rome,
Dance like Romans, yeah.
Dance like Romans. Guy was super cool. I was like, hey, let's have a go, and we had a go, And I got the mic, and I was like, yep, sweet, cool, thanks, man. $60 Blue Yeti. Use it for something, You can never not. You can never not have a USB microphone, Zach.
Yeah.
When in doubt, just plug that bad boy in and it's a microphone. You'll have a go. Is it the greatest microphone? I don't know. There's way better microphones for USB nowadays, but it's just a Blue Yeti. You got all sorts of pickup patterns and shit, man. I don't know,
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah,
and it's cool because like since I've known you for so long, there have been so many different eras of us hanging out and doing a bunch of stuff, like back in the Black Ops 2 days where we would, play Black Ops 2 Zombies, or we would play MW2 and, sniper duels on Rust and everything like that. And then, I think, what was it? 2017 was when I first found your YouTube channel. And this was like back before we started hanging out all the time again. And, it was like, oh shit, homie's a madman.
Yo.
Yo. And like, you were by far the most proficient editor I'd ever seen up until that point because I wasn't in the space, and also I don't know very many people who edit COD and everything like that.
Mhm.
And then once I started shooting photos and doing video and that kind of stuff, you know, then we started working on projects together, and it was like, fuck yeah, dude, like this is super cool. And you know, the PC build videos are another kind of like subgenre of us making content together that I've always had such a fun time with. Like every single time you've asked me to film a like a PC build or something like that, I always have such a fun time because you kind of let me be a little bit of a character in the videos, and it's super funny when like you'll hear me just like off in the distance because you're all laved up, and you'll just hear like my random commentary off in the distance. Like it's just really fun to watch back at those videos and, you know, not only see how much I've grown in the stuff that I do, but also like, you know, see those fun little moments that we captured as well. So
that's the fun of documenting things. That's why start a YouTube channel. That honestly, that's one of my, no matter what, you think it's cringe or whatever, I don't know. I think it's just fun to film yourself doing things that you like to do, you know? You know what? We should have a street photography sesh.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Maybe you do street photography and I film you doing street photography. That'd be fun. I don't know.
That would be really cool.
I don't know. Just things to do. I was thinking about that.
I think it would also be super interesting if we tried to make it so that a cool challenge would be father. It would be really cool if we tried to make it look like one person edited everything. So all of the pictures were edited in the same style as the video, where it was like the same type of color profile and everything like that. That would be a super interesting little challenge for us. Just because like our editing styles are very different when it comes to like shooting stills and that kind of stuff. And you know, you color grade entirely different in video than, you know, say I would for photos. So it'd be cool to kind of like put our minds together and just make it look like it was just one person working on everything. And also it would be fun to just kind of go through the editing process with both of us, like me editing stills and you editing video, like just kind of getting the insight that way too.
Yeah, that'd be fun. We should
Bro,
do something
next
like
week after Uned.
after Uned, just have a sesh, have a go. Maybe we'll see. I think well, I'm not sure how my schedule will be next week, but I know. I mean, I will not be working. Not next week, but the week after. So it's possible we could figure something out because I think. After I am off work, I have like one whole week of just a dead period before I go back to school.
Okay.
So, shit, bro, load me up. Let's fucking do something.
Hell yeah.
Let's do something before I have to sell my soul to the gods of education, Zach.
Yeah, gotta sell your soul to the government.
Yeah. Which beckons. Speaking of the boys and hanging out, I think it's time to do the school episode, Zach.
Dude, we've been trying to plan this for
We've been trying to plan it for so long. At this point, it's gonna be the episode 100 special. What kind of episode 100 special is bashing on school?
Well, I mean, it is the most anticipated episode of any podcast.
Right.
We've been talking about it for like 60 episodes, Arthur.
I know. It'll happen. Well, I think what we need to do is we need to have a 4-person podcast first and see how that goes. Because we haven't even done that yet. We've only had one guest. We need 2 guests because that episode needs to be perfect. That episode needs to be like, we just set it. Let's go. You know?
Yeah.
Let's get the mic set up. Sound check. Maybe make you louder. Okay, let's go. You know? Because after we learned from the Alec episode with our very first guest, we had a lot to work on.
Yeah.
So we need someone to tickle that 4th mic for us so we can have something go. So we got to figure that out. I don't know who that is. I mean, honestly, mentioned Christian. We could probably have, we already had him on again. I could probably ask, I know Cameron wants to come on. But I know we might do that as solo, but we could do a 2-person
What about like
two-person guest.
Alec and Jackson? Or not Alec and Jackson, Andy and Jackson.
Andy and Jackson? We can do Andy and Jackson. Yeah. If it works out, then yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Finally, a 4-person shot or a 4-person shoot. It'd be a lot of fun. It'd be fun to figure it out.
Yeah, it will definitely have to shoot it a little bit differently.
For sure. Yeah.
Just because of the way that it's going to be set up. But it will be really interesting, and I'll be able to whip out the R6 again, which, you know, I love doing that.
Mhm.
And, you know, we will definitely be rocking and rolling once we know, like, I think once we know it's possible and we have the facilities to do it properly,
Mhm.
then I think it'll just be a really, really good time, and it'll just open up a bunch of doors for us as far as, you know, how many guests we can have on, how many people, you know, we have on at any, like in a month. You know, we could do like a 2-person, a 1-person. We can start inviting just a whole bunch of people to come on, and it doesn't matter if there's one person, 2 people, you know, it could just kind of be whatever we decide to do, and it'll be freaking lit. So stay tuned for that. And also, thank you guys for watching this episode of the podcast. It's a lot of fun to just kind of not have a plan and just go on a tangent-filled rant.
Of course.
And
That's the best episodes.
yeah, the best episodes are the ones that we have no idea what the fuck we're talking about. But if you guys enjoyed this video, hit a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. We got a bunch of our socials linked down below as well. We have Patreon if it's ready. We have coffee. You know, Arthur's streaming on Twitch, twitch.tv/Anuki. And I want to start streaming on Twitch again.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. And Poyoyo says hello.
Yo. Yo.
Do you have anything to say to the people?
You know, I think if you are aspiring, I was gonna say aspiring artist. No, that doesn't apply. Maybe, sure. You know, just do something. Do something with your life. No, that came off wrong, Zach. Have some fun with life. You know, I am here. I have this whole studio, and I have all the lights and stuff, and I have my piano, and I have my cool, you know, I have my shits and my gaming setup, whatever. But it's not for any reason other. It's for the only reason. It's just because I'm having fun. I have all sorts of hobbies, and I just pursue them. See where it goes. Does the music studio, the music park get torn down at some point? Maybe it does. Does the gaming setup get torn down at some point? Maybe it does. But you never know until you try it. You want to make music, make music. You want to stream, go ahead and stream. You want to build computers, build computers. That's all.
Last thing.
Okay.
Last thing. You'll never really know what your limitations are until you test them. And I can promise you that your limitations are going to be so much further than you thought that they were. Like, you know, with anything that you do, if you put 100% of yourself into it, then you'll be surprised with what you can come up with. So,
yeah.
Do what you love what you do, be good people, and we will see you in the next one. Peace out.
Goodbye.